guys, so I'm going to do my Q&A video. Yay, I announced it on Facebook and I got some questions on Facebook I thought I would address. Nothing really like formal about this video. It's a casual filming day, let's just say that, because I filmed my psychology vlog today too. Anyway, I'm just gonna get started. I have them all here on Facebook, which I'm on my phone right now. But anyway, first question, aren't you scared to live alone? I actually just addressed that kind of in my psychology vlog, not really, but no, actually I am afraid to live alone as far as being lonely, but just because I'm living alone doesn't mean I have to be lonely. It's all about my perception of whether or not I need somebody to keep me happy, and I talk about that in my vlog, which when I post that, it should be in a day or two. I will link it down below because I think it'll help address this question as well. I've actually done a lot of growing since I've lived alone, and I couldn't appreciate it anymore. I like not having a roommate. I'm not really one that likes to live with people unless it's a significant other. But, you know, I was afraid at first, and I hated it at first. I hated it because I had nothing to do. And even when I lived with Tyler, I did the same exact things I've been doing, but because somebody else was in the house, I felt like it was more productive. I don't know. So I'm just trying to stay productive with my time, and yeah, that's basically the answer to that question. What did you have for Christmas dinner? I had sweet potatoes, candied carrots, baked potato, twice baked potatoes, and shrimp, right? Yeah, because my dad and stepmom had steak. I couldn't really have that, so I had shrimp. Shrimp scampi, actually. It was really good. That's what I had, and a roll. What kind of dye did you use on your hair? I don't know, because my hairdresser did it. I just told her I wanted purple, and she went to the beauty salon store and got purple. I couldn't tell you. Maybe I'll ask, but I'm thinking about doing some other colors. What do you guys think? I really want to do pink instead. I like it. What do you do to go to your happy place? Let's see. I love journaling. And typically journaling is an emotional experience for me. I'll cry most of the time because I'm letting it all out, and I need those moments sometimes in my life where I just break down and cry. Everybody needs a good cry now and again. I've been crying a lot lately. I'm not ashamed to cry. I don't think it's a sign of weakness. I think it's a sign of strength because you're addressing your feelings and you're coming to terms with your feelings in that moment that you're crying. I also write everything down. I don't actually write, I type. I have a journal on my computer in Word. But I typically do that, and right after I feel content, and it feels like I've just vented to a best friend whenever I journal and cry and do all of that. Otherwise, I will watch TV or a good movie, and I'll just get really involved in it and just forget about my reality, which is kind of the opposite of what I just said was strength. But, you know, I'll just kind of escape into another reality. I do read, but I haven't been reading that much because the book I'm reading right now, it's Columbine, and it's really intense, and so I have to be in the right mood. And I typically don't like doing more than one book at a time, so I have to be in the right mood. I have to be kind of stable emotionally to read that because it's disturbing. It's a disturbing book. But anyway, when you finish your current job, is YouTube going to be your full-time job? I do get paid through YouTube. I don't think that's a secret, because I have ads and you guys know how that works. But I'm also sponsored through Style Haul, which is a company. They have a channel here. They're amazing. I love them. But they're the ones that pay me, so it's not YouTube. But anyway, I do make money, but I don't make enough to live on. So no, I couldn't do this as a full-time job because I don't make enough to pay rent and bills, especially living alone. It gets quite expensive, and where I live is kind of an expensive town. It's not like a nice town or anything, it's just the place where I live is expensive, the apartments, because of the location. It's right next to a college. So there's a lot of college students around. But I was planning, my job is only extended through the end of March. At least that's when I'll have to stop working because I'll run out of hours so that I can work. Long story, I already talked about it in my haul video, my Christmas haul. But then I was planning on getting like a part-time job, probably at Starbucks or something within walking distance, because I can't just survive off YouTube. There's no way, and I would need a part-time job. So I would do this as much as possible. I would love if this could be a full-time job, but then again, I don't want the pressure of it to be a job because I don't want to have to make videos, you know? I want to make them because I like making them and not because I need to pay bills with them, you know? So I wouldn't mind doing this for a living if I made enough, because I have so much fun doing it and I love all of you so much, so I would enjoy it. And I love making money off something that I love to do, but I don't want to view it as a full-time job, because, you know, then I get in the mindset that I have to do it, and I don't want to have to do anything when it comes to YouTube. I just want to do it because. That was a long explanation. Do you like Kinder Horror fashion? I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up. What do you look for in a guy? Actually, I posted a little post on Tumblr. The next 3 things my next guy has to have: he has to like metal music, horror movies, and road trips. And that was like, you know, hypothetical. I don't really care if they like any of that. I wouldn't mind. I would actually love it if a guy liked those 3 things. Then that'd be like a dream guy right there. But that's obviously not a requirement. Like if he's like, I don't like road trips, I'm not gonna be like, hey, see ya. But I love, number 1 thing I look for, if they don't have it, there's no way. Complete turn off if they're not smart, if they're not intelligent. Intelligence is the number 1 turn on over anything in a guy, is if they're smart. Not just book smart, but street smart and just smart in general. It could be anything. That's why I typically go for nerds and I date nerds, because I like the intelligence more than anything. Do you play instruments? No, I had a guitar at one point, tried to play, I couldn't. I really want to pick it back up again just as a hobby to play guitar. I've always wanted to play piano, but no, I don't play instruments. I'd be so happy. Oh, that's another comment. Can you read us something you've written, please? Written recently. I haven't written anything recently. I was going to read you a section of my journal, but I don't have my laptop in here with me, so I won't read you anything. If you want to read my most recent work, which was like months and months ago, I will link my writerscafe.org account down below, my profile, if you want to read what I've written. Nothing really recent. I've only written in my journal, which sometimes I'll like write my dreams out, which is the one I was going to read to you about turning into a zombie, which is awesome. That's my favorite dream of all time, by the way, is when I turned into a zombie. But I'll link that if you want to read it, but I don't have anything to read around me right now, sorry. If you could spend the day with one fellow beauty guru, who would you pick? Probably Sarah Nicole Bear, just because we have so much in common, and she loves horror movies as much as I do, and we just want to have a horror movie marathon. So she's the one I did a swap with recently. I'll link her channel down below if you want to see who I'm talking about. I really recommend her channel. She's amazing, but probably her, because we do have so much in common, and we've been talking a lot, and I consider us good friends. So if you could be in any band, dead or alive, what band would you want to be in? Well, I like metal music, and I'm really picky because I don't like female singers in metal bands. I just don't. I don't mind female singers in general, but I prefer man like voice when it comes to metal music. So I wouldn't really want to be in a band. Maybe, okay, well, I love the Pretty Reckless, so maybe I'd be in the Pretty Reckless because I love Taylor Momsen. She's one of my style icons. I love her. I wouldn't necessarily dress like her and like go out in public, but I look for inspiration from her outfits, take bits and pieces, you know, that's how people look at inspiration anyway. I'd say Pretty Reckless. That's what I'd pick. What's your favorite ice cream? Vanilla. Actually, I like vanilla cookie dough. Yeah, that's what I like. Have you ever met anyone famous while out in Cali? Well, I live in Northern California and there's nobody famous here. Tyler once met Kel from Keenan and Kel and made him pizza, and he said it was good pizza, so that's my little celebrity story. I personally have never met a celebrity. Have I? No, Stacey London was in my mall once though, and I saw her, but I never met her. Stacey London's from What Not to Wear on TLC. What's one place you'd like to visit that you haven't yet? Oregon. Because actually Sam and I are trying to plan a road trip soon for early next year, 2013, because we both really want to go north, and so I really want to go to Oregon. I've never been outside of California actually, and the farthest I've been from where I live is Yosemite or Monterey. Those are both like 4 hours away, just in different directions. So I've been to Yosemite and Monterey, and that's about as far. 4 hours from where I live is as far as I've been outside of where I live, and it's really sad. Like, I've never been outside California. Like, that's pathetic. I'd say Oregon. I know it's so boring. I know some people would pick like a dream location. If I had to pick another country, it's a toss-up between Canada and New Zealand. I don't know why Canada. I just want to go to Canada. New Zealand because it's freaking beautiful. Okay. Do you speak any other language? It's because I said por favor. I took deaf studies in college and I still have to take round 2. And I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. And so I speak a little bit of Spanish. I actually understand Spanish quite a bit. But I could not speak it. Like, I have such an American accent, it's not even funny, and I'm just not good with it. That's why I took deaf studies in college, because I can sign with my hands instead of, you know, doing an accent. But lately, because I've been listening to Rammstein, I've been trying to like sing along and like learn the lyrics, which is really funny. But I really want to learn German now because of them. Do you trim your bangs every now and then by yourself, or do you just wait to go to a hairstylist and get a full haircut? I couldn't wait. I get my hair cut every 8 weeks for a trim, and I need to cut my bangs about every 3 weeks. 3 weeks, pretty solid, and I cut them myself. Trimming. I do have a video on that, on a tutorial on how I trim my bangs. If you're interested, I'll link it down below. It's from like a year and a half ago or a year ago, but it's the same exact process that I do now. I've just gotten better at it. What are you hoping to accomplish after the new year? Well, this year my resolutions were to get my license and get a tattoo, which I did both this year in 2012, so I'm proud of myself. I always set reasonable goals for myself that I can achieve. I'm hoping to get my next tattoo by the end of 2013, and maybe my nose pierced. I really want my nose pierced. I want like a little hoop. Other than that, I haven't really sat down to think about what I want to achieve next year. I wouldn't mind having a boyfriend, but obviously that's not going to be a huge priority. I don't go looking for boyfriends. I wouldn't mind having one in 2013, but that's not a resolution, because that's stupid, because that means you're like looking for it, and if you don't get it by the end of the year, it's like you failed. I don't want to feel that way about a relationship status. What's your very first video and how did it go? I think it was a what's in my bag, and I deleted it after a little while because it had horrible lighting. And then I did the 25 random questions tag, which is still on my channel. I'll link my first video down below. It's so awkward and hilarious. I'm so young. It was only like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. But I'll link it. It's hilarious. You should watch it. Were you nervous? Yes. I was very nervous because I didn't feel like I was talking to people. And the beginning was so awkward because I would be like, hey guys, but there's no guys watching my videos. Like, there's nobody. Especially when you get started, you don't know what to say in the beginning. Hey everyone, there's no everyone. Nobody's watching yet, so what do you say? That was awkward. But did it get any comments? I don't even remember. Positive or negative ones. Again, I don't remember. I don't think there was anything negative. I didn't get full-on negative comments until I was a lot more popular. Probably when I reached, well, as soon as I did my denim shorts tutorial, that's my most popular video ever. It has like 400,000 views. That's when I started getting hate comments because of that video was so long and everybody said I talked too much. Now I just started deleting the comments. I have to go through so many comments to delete them because it's just like so many people say the same exact thing over and over again. Okay, I'm trying to go through this fast. I'm trying to answer all the questions. Who's your fashion inspiration? Well, I said Taylor Momsen. I love Adrena Patridge, Miley Cyrus. Can't really think of others that, I mean, I look at celebrities more so than anybody else, like designers or something. Skimball, she's licking the bed. I don't know why. Why do you lick the bed? Can you stop? Thank you. Okay, anyway. What are your New Year's resolutions, if you make any? Again, I can't really answer that right now. To get my next tattoo and my nose pierced are the only two that I have right now. Why are you so addicted to horror? And then she also put, why are you so sweet? You're so nice. Why are you so addicted to horror? Well, my mom thinks it's because of my fear of death, and the more exposure I have to it, it's my way of coping with it, and maybe I'll get more familiar with the idea of dying, that I'll be able to accept my own fate. I don't think that's why. I don't know. I could think that's why. I could see that. But I don't know why I'm obsessed with horror. I didn't actually used to like horror movies until I was like 13. But then I always loved Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books and Goosebumps and Stephen King when I was growing up. So I don't know. It was kind of a journey, kind of a process, but I couldn't say why. I just love it. What are you reading right now? What's your favorite book? Well, right now I'm reading this psychology book, which I keep mentioning in like every video. It's amazing. And then I'm also reading, which I have right here, I'm reading Columbine by Dave Cullen, which is really disturbing, and it's written like a novel describing Dylan and Eric's life before Columbine and like in preparation of, you know, all that and why they did it and all this stuff. It's really emotional and intense, and I have to be in the right mode, right mindset to read it because it's so intense. What's your favorite book? I'll answer that too. It's Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? I want to be graduated, but I don't think I will be with my bachelor's. I probably will go for a master's in psychology though, because psychology is like a broad subject. You kind of need a high degree in order to be really successful in it. So hopefully graduated with a bachelor's at least. And in a relationship. I don't necessarily have to be married because I'll be 28 in 5 years. Yeah, almost 28. I'll be turning 28 in a few months after 5 years because I'm almost 23 right now. So I'm hoping to be in a relationship, maybe a serious relationship, and no kids yet, probably. I'll probably wait to have kids till late 20s. Anyway, what makes you happy? Singing and dancing and music. I love music so much. I could not live without it. Do you like any animals other than your cats? No, my cats are it. They're my only one true love are my animals. Let's see. No, cats. I just like cats. I can't think of other animals. I mean, I love all animals except for dogs, really. I'm not a huge fan of dogs. 2 reasons. One, they're kind of annoying and needy, and I'm used to cats just being their own thing, doing their, you know, living their own life, separate from mine. I just have to feed them, pet them, scoop the litter box, you know. And then dogs are scary. Like, I'm deathly afraid that I'm gonna get bit by a dog one day. I just know that's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm just terrified. Your all-time favorite Stephen King book? And have you read Nightmares and Dreamscapes? I have read Nightmares and Dreamscapes. That's the short story collection. It's one of my favorites. Some of my favorite stories are in that, so I love it. And my favorite Stephen King book, I already said, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Are you into art? If so, who are your favorite artists? Salvador Dali is probably my favorite dead artist and my favorite famous artist. Otherwise, I love photography more. And there's a photographer on Society 6 that I am obsessed with. I'm going to try and find him because I cannot remember his name to save the life of me. I want all of his prints. I swear to God, I just want my whole house to be full of them. He's amazing. It's an older guy, but I'll try and find it and link it down below if I can find the Society 6 prints. So yeah. Where would you like to travel? Kind of already addressed this. Oregon, Canada, New Zealand. There you go. Favorite food? Chinese, hands down. Actually, Mongolian barbecue is my #1 favorite food of all time. I could eat Mongolian barbecue every single day. That's it. That's all the questions. And that's all that I got on Facebook. Hopefully I answered yours. I didn't skip any, I don't think. Except for one that said 90s lookbook. When is that going to be? Which I already posted, so... yeah, I'll link that down below for the girl who asked me about my 90s lookbook. It'll be in the description box link because I posted that a few months ago now. Months. My grunge lookbook's coming up though. Look forward to that. That's the questions. I hope you enjoyed and learned something about me. If you have any other questions you want me to address, maybe in a future Q&A video, or I'll just reply to them in the comments, please feel free to leave your question in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.